What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Movie Emporium's movie review of the Amazon Prime original movie, All the Old Knives. This film is directed by Janus Metz and is based off the book from Olin Steinhauer. Now, before we begin, if you like this video, awesome, hit the subscribe button to join Movie Emporium, hit that notification bell at the top to find what's coming next. If you like this video, awesome, hit that like button as well as commenting below on any video that you watch, including this one. So based off the Olin Steinhauer well-regarded book, this movie, All the Old Knives, is what I would call a low-key thriller because it doesn't take place in a lot of locations. But basically it stars Chris Pine and Thandiwe as well as Laurence Fishburne and Jonathan Pryce. Basically what is happening is there was an airline disaster that was a hostage situation. It went terribly wrong and things started to go out of control. Well, as this movie plays along, it literally takes place in between the 8 years prior and then the 8 years in the future, where Chris Pine basically has to find out who was what they would call the mole in the situation. There was an American defector who actually helped out this airline attack. And what ends up happening is Chris Pine ends up interviewing his old flame, who's played by Thandiwe, and the kind of subordinate that is played by Jonathan Pryce. And that is basically the movie. It's kind of like trying to figure out who basically did what and who is the mole suspect between the two individuals, because the other suspects involved either died or they're just not able to be interviewed. And with that said, it just becomes a low-key thriller. A lot of things start becoming revelations, and it is not exactly what it seems. So to be fairly honest, I wasn't really looking forward to this movie. It didn't really look that great from the poster, and the trailer wasn't that great. I know Chris Pine really hasn't done a lot of stuff recently that has been well regarded, and Thandiwe's been basically reverted to Westworld, which is where she succeeded. But Laurence Fishburne is fun to watch. Jonathan Pryce, of course, is an Oscar-nominated actor at this point, and I just kind of went into this movie going, maybe I'll enjoy it, maybe it'll be something interesting, but most likely it's just going to be another Amazon film that I don't really care for, similar to like a lot of Netflix films. And so after watching this movie, I was pleasantly surprised at how much I enjoyed this movie. This movie is low-key when I say it comes to thrillers. That means there's not a lot of stuff that happens, but when it does happen, it's actually quite riveting, to be fairly honest. There is a lot of stuff that happens in here where things are starting to, it starts out one location 8 years prior, and they start giving you some small Easter eggs, and then it kind of expands as Chris Pine's character starts to interview these two individuals, the Thandiwe and Jonathan Pryce character, and as it slowly moves to its hour and 40-minute runtime, it starts to open up, like, as I always say, like an onion, similar to like Shrek, where it opens up and the things that you think you believe aren't exactly placed where they're supposed to be, and things that we think they were supposed to be this way or start turning in this way. So it becomes a very effective low-key thriller, but still a thriller in its sense of just how mesmerizing the kind of puzzle pieces become as you start putting that puzzle together, as well as the chessboard. And I just found myself absolutely kind of just enjoying this movie as it plays along. It's very sad, it's very heartbreaking because it deals with a hostage situation on an airline that went really bad, and it does deal with like the romance between Thandiwe and Chris Pine that kind of imploded upon itself. But it's a movie that it kind of ekes into your soul and stuff like that. It really just takes it to a new level where you just start feeling every inch of this movie as it plays along. It's not a perfect movie because I think the ending is a little problematic in its own right and just kind of how it plays itself out. But I was just surprised at how much I was enjoying this film, how the pieces just started moving and you started connecting, you going, oh, okay, that's where that goes. Okay, that's where that goes. It's never confusing, even though it really goes from, the 8 years prior when the hostage situation is going on the airplane to the time where they're at the dinner table. There's a lot of telling stories about what exactly is going on. And I just found that just very engaging. The director, Janus Metz, does a really nice job at just kind of keeping everything in check. Apparently the book is really good. So on top of that, Olin Steinhauer wrote the script, and I think he did a very effective job. Usually I say writers of books don't do a very effective job of writing. I think only a few people have ever, kind of crossed the streams, I guess you could say, when it comes to like, Michael Crichton or something like that. But yeah, I mean, overall, I really enjoyed the cast and what they were doing. I felt they put all their heart into it. And even though it's just not what I would call a bombastic thriller, it just still feels like it, gut punches you when the kind of, concluding things start happening. But overall, I was really impressed by how much I enjoyed this movie. It kind of caught me off guard, to be fairly honest, for a movie I wasn't expecting. So, overall, I definitely recommend this movie. I think it's a very interesting, intriguing thriller, and I think, once again, the writing is really profound and really good. The cast is really good, and I think it just works on the levels that it's trying to do. It's much, much better than I was expecting. So, but with that said, that is going to be my take on All the Old Knives. Thank you so much for watching. Comments below. Are you looking forward to this movie? Have you read the book? Does it make you want to watch the movie? If not, tell me why. Otherwise, if you like what you see on this channel, hit the subscribe button to join Movie Emporium. Hit that notification bell at top to find what's coming next. If you like this video, awesome. Hit that like button. And as always, we'll see you guys on the next video. Peace out.